Good afternoon, Pittsburgh Penguins Elite fans. Game number 3 of the Detroit Showcase coming up here from the Dearborn Ice Skating Center in Dearborn, Michigan. We'll see your boys in black and gold sporting the white sweaters today, gold helmets, taking on for the first time this season. And for the 4th time in the last couple of seasons, the boys out of Connecticut, MidFairfield, in the Ranger blue and red pants. Pens will have a quick turnaround today, so be sure to come right back on Pens Elite TV later today for another matchup to take on number 1 in the United States, Little Caesars. But first, the Pens have number 2, I believe, in the nation. And starting between the pipes will be number 29, Max Dragicic. At center, number 93, Riker Ferguson. On right wing, number 45, Brooks Scorsese. On the left side, 25, Blake Paris, 77, Nenavisa. And to round out the starting 5, number 43, Grant Loya. Ferguson draws in against 43. Wins that back with his skate, kicks it over to Blake Paris, number 25. Had a strong last couple of weeks, has number 25, Blake Paris. He dumps it into the near corner. Going crashing in are a couple of bodies. Amongst them was number 93, Riker Ferguson. It swung behind the MidFairfield cage. Well, they toss it out back to the neutral zone where Riker Ferguson on the back check gets to this puck. He puts it up in front of the MidFairfield bench where Blake Paris tucks it in. He's going to go for a change as the Pens change up their forward grouping. Mason Fritchie on for the forecheck right now, trying to swing 43 wide. 43 is sticked away nicely by Grant Loya, who will retreat back to get his feet moving. It's in the back of the skates of Fritchie. Comes to his brother Brady. Nick Jennings pokes it in. Icing will be waved off here and into the catching mitt of the starting netminder for the MidFairfield, sporting number 31. .1304 offensive zone faceoff to the right side of number 31 to be taken by number 9, Mason Fritchie. It's on with Jennings and Green, backside Welch and Fritchie. Additional instructions being provided to the faceoff men. Drawn back, one to Welch. Welch has it, top of the zone. He's going to shoot it in on net, deflects wide of the cage. Mason Fritchie controls behind the net. Bodies into a man. Now he's taken off his skate. Centering pass comes all the way through to Jennings. Sits off the back of his left skate. Becomes a transition for MidFairfield. Good back check by Brady Fritchie to cancel out number 9, who stays down. Centering pass for the stick of Jennings. Now soft spot in the slot. Shot wide by Mason Fritchie, number 4. Pens putting pressure on in the first minute and a half as MidFairfield sees Brady Fritchie pinch down to keep this in the zone. Fritchie. Stick handles in a phone booth. Shot just off the right toe of netminder 31. Now far side to 11. Colt Davis cycles it down to Connor Wilson. Wilson wants to peel off the wall. Now he's hemmed in by 2 guys. Pens are changing. And freshly off the bench is 43, Grant Loya. Swings it over to Nico Stark. Stark off the chip of Easton Borman. 16 stops up on the half wall, throws it all the way down the ice. Should have the distance for icing. And it does. With 11:52 in the first period, first icing call of the afternoon. We'll go down to the left side of the MidFairfield netminder, number 31. Connor Wilson draws in for the offensive zone faceoff. Borman, Davis, Stark, and Loya. MidFairfield will, actually both players are going to get waved out. So Borman comes on for the draw. The left-handed shooting Pens Elite member. Pushes it forward to himself. Goes to Wilson. Wilson comes all the way out to the top. Stark rips in a shot. Bounces off of a shin guard and wide of the net. Davis crashes into his man, 27. Over to the half wall. Wilson gets a one stick on it. It's floated over the stick of Stark to number 57. Stark is able to recover that puck, get it back to neutral. Davis loses a wheel. Thrown right back in deep to the Penguin zone. And Loya reverses behind Dragicic over to Stark. Stark will skate it out, tries a stretch pass to Paris that's eaten up and picked off by Mid-Fairfield's number 20. Dumps it in deep to make Loya retreat once again behind Dragicic. Try to hit Davis a little bit beyond his reach. The 27 has it top of the zone. Snapped in, backdoor pass open. 57 shut down by the blocker of number 29, Max Dragicic. Now in the half wall, Mid-Fairfield back to the top of the zone, 27. Mid-Fairfield having zone time here for the first time in this game. Early in the first period, and they're threatening man, open back door, rolls off of a stick all the way to the point, to 27. Being pressured by Davis, brings it out of the zone. Should be an offsides call. As there's no tagging up here with youth hockey. But Brady Fritchie nonetheless has the top of the circle. Shot, pass off the pads. Blake Parrish shoots it right back in. Run another pad save off that right pillow of number 31. Had to react quickly to that, as Pens had two decent scoring chances. Brooks Jaworski tried to take a shot, fanned on it. 21 was trying to jump behind Brady Fritchie now. Fritchie angles him back, as 21's laying on number 9 right now, as they're tied up in the neutral zone. 41, he's canceled out by Ferguson on the back check. Look for a give and go. 21's going to the net. Instead, curling around. Nothing doing as 43 tried to tuck it home. Blake Parrish brings it back. He's got Jaworski going with him, 2-on-2 right now. Goes to Jaworski. Jaworski snaps in a shot, deflects off the left pad, almost rolled into the cage. Where Mid-Fairfield's number 43 is going to try Welch. It gets him to go to the corner now. Follows him behind the cage. 43 goes all the way around the world right now. Tried to reverse it for number 9. Didn't look like he was paying attention to that puck, as it's now outletted to 11, the defenseman. He dumps it in deep. Welch has to go back for it now. As a 2-on-1 develops backdoor, as a man could tuck that home. Fanning on that was number 10. Welch cancels out 75. Tries to move it along further to Stark. Now to the backhand of Nick Jennings. Jennings trying to float it up to Green. Goes over his stick blade. Saucer pass D to D, where Connor Wilson fields that. Boys get back on side. Try to curl move here. It's knocked off of his stick. It's going to be a transition for Mid-Fairfield as the Pens are changing behind the play. Foreman comes over. He's going to get rung up for a tripping call. Crashing into number 9. So the Pens will go to the PK early in the first period, 8:34. Number 74 sits down for the next minute 30. Connor Wilson draws in against 43. .43 gets waved out. Interesting puck drop there, as it's spiked over. Now on the stick blade of 75. Leaves it for 9 behind the cage. It's floated all the way down the ice by number 9. Or Connor Wilson will put some pressure on 16. As Blake Parrish angles 43 to the wall, as he tries to get around our own 43, Grant Loya. Loya sticks with him, brings him out the other side. Number 9 on the half wall. Pens are going to go down another man, as it's in the equipment of Nenevisa. It's going to be an elbowing call against Grant Loya. So the Pens will be down on a 5-on-3 against Mid-Fairfield with 7:51 to go in the first period for the next 48 seconds, when Easton Borman will be sprung from the penalty box. PK unit right now will be Fritchie, and Ferguson. Ferguson to take the draw. Wins it back to Brady Fritchie, but controlled here. A lot of real estate on the ice. Snapped in, deflected wide of the net. And that's a good stick by Brady Fritchie to not let a shot get off as Riker Ferguson finds his puck in his skates, though. It's MidFairfield. Trying to get in on a 2-on-1, but floats over the stick of 57. Recovering that puck is Brady Fritchie. Puts it back up the wall in front of the Penguins bench. Mason gets to that puck, tries to put it up high, but it goes off the backside of 20. Walking in, deflected off of another stick blade. Now MidFairfield controls behind the cage. Try to come out on a wrap move. It's loose in the crease right now. Digging for that puck is Dragosic. Ferguson hooked up. Good blocker save there to find that through traffic from number 29. Borman's out of the box, 5-on-4 right now. Welch is going to join the play. It's coming in. This goes all the way through off of a stick. 20. Shot off the backside of Ferguson. He felt that one. Shot in. Goes off the pipe. 18 to go on the Loya minor. Shot in, deflects off Ferguson again with another shot block. Felt it again. 9 to go on the PK. Fritchie bumps into 57. It's been on this whole time. Trying to come out the other side is 57. Goes back to the point man. Back to 5-on-5 action. Wilson's going to join the play here. Snapped in off the equipment of Mason Fritchie. Pens have a lot of tired bodies on the ice right now. Brady. Fritchie bumps it forward to Welch. Welch is on his horse to try and get to this puck. He's leveled by a man here. By 20. As the Pens kill off that power play, and they're going to get one of their own. The 5-on-3. As 20 goes high into the grill of Welch. And so the Pens will go back into the offensive zone. Fritchie, and Ferguson. Dynamite on that PK. Wilson on for the offensive zone. Power play draw. Flanked by Gaworski and Borman. Backside, Stark and Loya. Comes up to Grant Loya. Loya snaps in a shot. He shoots and scores! Grant Loya, get him a wing! Makes it a 1-0 game. The PPG for PPE as 20 comes out of the box. And back to the bench. After it takes a couple of seconds to put that in the back of the net. Turnabout, fair play. The Pens cash in on their power play opportunity. And it's a 1-0 game off the stick blade of Grant Loya from the Connor Wilson face-off win. It gets waved out on this one. Borman steps in for the draw. One back by MidFairfield. Stark goes back for this puck now. Point man puts it right back down the wall to Grant Loya, the goal scorer. A couple of bodies go down as Wilson ties up, cancels a man out, goes to Stark. Borman had that knocked off of his stick blade, but Loya looking strong so far gets it up to Wilson. Wilson tries a toe drag move at the top of the circle. It's turned over. Comes back to Brady Fritchie. Plays it to Nenevisa. Nenevisa fans on the pass attempt. 43 is going to pick it up. He's going to drive the play. He bounces it out wide. Bounces over everybody's head where 21 now picks it up. Fans on the pass attempt does get to the right point. 27 swings it down behind the net where 6 steps to that puck. One problem for him, though, is Brady Fritchie fights him right off. Fritchie, head of steam. He's going to lead the rush here. He's coming in 1-on-3 as the Pens are making a change behind the play. Sticked off of his blade by number 27, the defender. Goes wide to number 11, the left-hander. Dumps it in deep. And Nenevisa goes back. He's pressured by 10. Takes a couple of whacks. Third whack, 4 whacks. It is number 10 that comes out of there with the puck. Mason Fritchie puts it behind the cage to Nenevisa. Nenevisa up the wall. Blake Parrish sees 9 peel off of him. Shot off the stick blade of Nenevisa. Doesn't allow that to get through on Dragosic. Green floats it up to Blake Parrish. Mason Fritchie also digging for this puck right now. He's in on the forecheck. Mason Fritchie ties his man up on the wall. Blake Parrish is going to walk off. Shot short side. No rebound. As the Pens get something off the forecheck from Paris and Fritchie. And it's an offensive zone faceoff with 4:06 to play in the first period. Thanks for tuning in on Pens Elite TV, no matter where you're watching. As this is one back. Green tried to float this back. It comes all the way through to center red, to Nico Stark. He puts it in the air over to Bingham Green. Offsides, though, was for Mason Fritchie. Neutral zone faceoff coming up right in front of the camera lens. Will be taken by 93. Riker Ferguson is on with Davis, Jennings, Stark, and Welch. MidFairfield wins this forward. They put it off the wall to the stick blade of Welch. Welch puts it right back to Jennings over his stick blade to 16. He goes D to D. Tried to float it back door. Where 75 takes this puck. He's offsides on himself, though. Another neutral zone faceoff. Same personnel for the Pens Elite. MidFairfield changes up there. Troops in blue and white. As Colt Davis tried to swing it around a couple of guys, it's knocked off. Where 20 retreats back. Pressured now by 13. Jennings swings it D to D. Where Welch comes over. Drag move shut down by Welch. Moves it to Stark. Stark will skate this now in himself. Dumps it in deep. As the deep air goes for a change. Jennings on the forecheck. 3:15 to go in the first period from the Dearborn Ice Skating Center. Jennings is able to create a turnover. Gets this to Riker Ferguson now. Comes up high. He spins off of a man. Colt Davis, stick handled. This comes all the way through to Nick Jennings. Tried to tuck it home on the backhand. Goes behind the cage. Now out to the half wall. We're 57. Floats it all the way through in front of the Penguin bench. CJ Nenavisa, 77. Moves it forward to Jennings. He dumps it deep. He goes for a change. Smart play there. As it is Davis and Wilson in on the forecheck. Goes off the back of the cage. Does get through. Up to 21. Where Loya crashes into Borman. Creates a turnover here as 43 comes in. Still has it on his stick. As the Pens may have gotten lucky there as he went down after taking a stick to the skates. Now it's put into space where Grant Loya, rubbed out by 21. Protects on his backside. Floated up to Connor Wilson. Wilson tries a chip move that's shut down initially by 27. Gaworski tries to put again. Now it's being kicked around like a soccer ball here, but finding that puck is 27 and Gaworski. Hacking and whacking at that. Borman plays it back to Nenavisa. Nenavisa softly off the wall. But that's read by 23 in front of the MidFairfield bench. Does get through. Wilson, a one-touch pass to Gaworski's in offsides, though. Fritchie on for the faceoff. Tried to move it back to his brother. Stepping to this is 14 Welch. Moves it up to Mason. Mason back to Brady as he's pressured by number 9. Both guys go down. I'm sorry. It's number 25, Brady Fritchie, stays on his... I'm sorry. Brady Paris stays on his feet as it's played up over the penalty box where Luca Thompson reaching for that puck, but head coach Toby Nenavisa uses the reach. And we will have another faceoff at center red to be taken by number 4, Mason Fritchie. On with Paris, Green, Fritchie, and Welch. 1:27 to go in the first period. That's number 9. Plays it to our number 9, Brady Fritchie. 11 steps up to this. He dumps it into the Penguins' defensive zone. Fritchie tries to protect on the wall. His brother Mason comes over to help out. Puts it off the equipment of Bingham Green. It comes now high in the zone at 10. Welch, far side. He's going to play it up off the wall. That's red. Welch comes back to it. Puts it up to Paris. Number 9. It's tied up by Welch right now. As he will go to the box for a hook. The Pens are going to go to the PK. Ferguson, Wilson, Nenavisa, and Green. I'm sorry, and Fritchie on for the PK. Nenavisa tries to get that puck. Shot behind the cage by number 9, Connor Wilson. Dumps it. Back to center. Nenavisa gets this puck now. Puts off the official skate. Wilson floats it up to Riker Ferguson. 33 to go in the period. Ferguson, he's got a step on 16. Riker Ferguson clocks in shorthanded. Fergie into the catching glove of 31, and the Pens catch a break here as 31 settles it down. Instead of moving that puck, the Pens were changing behind the play. There are many blue jerseys waiting for that pass. 31 swallows it up. D-zone draw to be taken by 43 against number 8, Connor Wilson. Ferguson in a shooting position. Shorthanded. He's on with Loya and Stark. One to the wall. That was being manned by number 20. Puts it up to 43. Wilson angles his man off the Penguins bench. So we'll do things all over again. This time it's center red. 17.7 to go in the period. '93. Connor Wilson draws in once again against 43. I'm sorry, 93 Riker Ferguson. I'm getting all my numbers mixed up today. Grant Loya is going to retreat back into his own zone to play to Wilson. Wilson tries a finesse move at the blue line where Stark pushes along further. Riker Ferguson tries to push it deeper. Now tied up on the wall. That's going to be it for period number 1. 36 seconds to go on the Welsh Minor to start period number 2. But where we end period number 1, the Pittsburgh Penguins lead on a Grant Loya power play goal. Lead 1-0 over MidFairfield. We'll be back with period number 2 action in a moment. .14 minutes on the second period scoreboard clock here from the Dearborn Ice Skating Center. Pens will have to kill off 36 seconds of the minor to do 14. No, Welch, the hooking call. As Dragosic gets his spot between the pipes, 31 for MidFairfield. Number 4, Mason Fritchie draws in against 43. He's on with Paris, Nenavisa, and number 9, Brady Fritchie. It's going to be one back clean to Nenavisa. Nenavisa puts it off the wall. This has the distance for icing. And so the Pens will go back into their own zone. 29 seconds on the minor, 7 seconds tick off. And drawing in for this on the left side of Dragosic will be number 4, Mason Fritchie. Fritchie ties up his man here, trying to work to get it out of the zone. But 21 walks down, and 43 got his sticks up into the chops of Mason Fritchie, and that's going to wipe out the power play for MidFairfield. As we have 4-on-4 action for the next 22. And then Welch will be sprung from the box. I assume he's going to head to the bench And that will start an abbreviated Penguin power play. Here with 13:46 to go in the second period. Fritchie on for the offensive zone faceoff to the right side of 31. Fritchie wins this back cleanly to Nenevisa. Nenevisa delays, tried to work it right back down to Fritchie, but 20 step to that. Comes all the way down to Dragicic, playing it over to Brady Fritchie. He's harassed by number 9. Fritchie works off of him. 5 to go on the 4-on-4. Welch is now freed as the Pens have a power play for the next 1:02. Gaworski trying to get in on the forecheck right now. On the half wall, it's shot over, but lands on the skates of Blake Parrish, where Gaworski tries to move it along further. Blake Parrish puts it off the wall and behind the cage, where 20 retreats. Nenevisa steps down to hold this in. He puts it right back down the wall. Mason Fritchie settles this puck down, and he has it at the top of the zone right now. He tries curl move, leaves it for his brother. Leaves it for Blake Parrish. As it's going to be a too many men play. As that came to Blake Parrish at the top of the zone, and Borman hopped on. Too many men. So that cancels out the Penguin power play. As we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 33. Before a 57-second penalty for MidFairfield. So we'll head down into the D zone. 12:49 to play right now. Connor Wilson is on up front with number 93, the centerman. Taking that draw, Riker Ferguson, and wins it back to Nico Stark. Stark's hauled down. He's all wrapped up. As it's become special teams galore. Pens have an extra man on right now as Dragicic heads to the bench. Ferguson tries a wrap move, tries to turn it around as it's still loose. As 8 got the bear hug around Nico Stark coming out of the zone. So we have 2 blue shirts in the box. Borman in the box. Pens will have a power play for 14 seconds. Then we'll play 4-on-4. And then another abbreviated power play. So it's 4-on-3 right now. It's put off the glass, trying to hold this in as Loya goes to his knees to do so. 21 comes over. It's off the hand of Loya. And played to number 9, Brady Fritchie. We're at 4-on-4 play right now. Brady, he walks around the world, heel to heel. Saucer pass over to Grant Loya. Loya snaps it off of a stick play to 21, fielded by 16 for MidFairfield. They'll retreat behind their own cage. Now to Connor Wilson. He takes it. He's at the dots. Delays, shot off the outside of the cage. Loya. He's now spinning off some pressure. High in the zone, off the skate of Fritchie. Foot race now between 21 and Ferguson. Ferguson tries to get a stick, taking away. That's shut down, rebound shut down. And this is put into space here. As the Pens, Connor Wilson, he's in flight. He'll try 27. Works around him. Connor Wilson in all alone on the backhand. Connor Wilson gets the 4-on-4 goal. Cha-ching! He left the defender in the dust, worked around 2 guys, and tucked it around the right pillow at number 31, and it's a 2-0 game for your Pittsburgh Penguins Elites. Connor Wilson got on the on-ramp at center red and downshifted around a couple of defenders, and it's in the back of the net. So we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 11 seconds before Borman comes out, and it's another power play for the Pens Elite. 11:29 to play in the second period. Stark has that pass picked off as 20 will try Welch. Welch keeps him to the outside. Now it goes off the stick plate of Stark behind the cage. Pens are back on the power play right now as Borman steps to this. Stick down by Mason Fritchie. Fritchie has this puck tied up on the wall. The Pens trying to get going. Bingham Green floats it into space. Welch has to step to this puck now. 1 second to go. And that'll be it for the Pens power play. Back to 5-on-5. Even strength as Fritchie takes a stick to the back as he's putting in the wall by 6. As Welch gets that battle. He goes heel to heel. Tries to float it up to Borman. That's red though. By 43. 43 walks in. Shut down by Max Dragicic. The windmill save. Shades of the Silver Stick Championship from number 29. Flashing the leather of the left hand. Dragicic keeps us a 2-0 game at 10:40 of the second period. Mark that one down in your notebook. Defensive zone faceoff to the right of Dragicic. Ferguson pushes this forward to Gaworski. He's got the defender turned the right way. 27 recovers. Man driving the net. It's the defenseman, number 9. He's still going to drive the net. As he's going to take it. He's going to get rung up here for driving the net. D-zone draw to the right of Dragicic will be taken by Ferguson. He's on with Loya, Nenavisa, and Paris. 10:28 and ticking. 20 at the point. Puts it off the right skate of 75. Ferguson thought about going for that puck, instead controlled by 27. Goes low to number 9. 9 shoots it. Blocker down by Dragicic. Put up off the wall. Controlled now by 27. Ferguson. And Paris getting the shooting lanes here. Put down lower to 9. Shot. Bound by Dragicic. No rebound by number 29. 1:07 to go on the PK. 10:05 to play in the second period. Ferguson steps in. He'll be waved out. Paris will take the draw. As pushing this forward is 9. Had a man back door, shut down by the right pad of Dragicic. Ferguson is going to look to get this deep. As the Pens will change up some of their PK unit. Ferguson still controls behind the cage. As he's still eating time up. He's going to go all the way around the world. Goes to Connor Wilson. Wilson tries a wrap move. Was looking for Ferguson out on the other side. Ferguson plays this down low. He'll go for a change. Wilson. He's now on the forecheckers. They come out the other side. Number 20 walks out. Puts it lightly up to number 9. He'll try Stark. Stark keeps him to the outside. Stops him up on the half wall. As MidFairfield sets up on the power play. 25 to go on the Pens PK. 9's got a lot of real estate. He walks in off the left hand of Loya behind the cage. Now played down to 10. Give and go move. Connor Wilson gets to that puck. Floats it. It's off the backside of Gaworski. Gaworski's going for this puck right now as he's trying to work around 20. 8 now to go on the MidFairfield power play. Number 9. He's angled. Gets around Wilson. As there's one more rush. Back to 5-on-5 action. Shot over the cage. We're back to even action. 75. Sees Welch. Puts this to Stark. Wilson up to Colt Davis. Loses the handle of the puck. Gets it back. Puts it off the wall. But to the possession of number 11. That's thrown around. It's in the skates of Welch. Now put around him. 2-on-1 develops. 75 walks in. Shot over the cage. As Gaworski. He crashes down. Welch now has it behind the net. He's got some real estate to skate with. He is going to skate with this puck. Headman pass for Brooks Gaworski. Gaworski tries to get this deep. Where 26 fields this. He's got a couple of guys center. Where 8's going to try and split around. Walks around. Shut down by Nenavisa. And the left pad of Max Dragicic. Now Nenavisa has it. Loses the handle temporarily. Puts it up to Borman. A little bit beyond his reach. Thrown right back into down to the soft spot. Number 8. He snaps in. Shut down by Dragicic's right pad. 8 minutes to play in the second period. Mason Fritchie gets to this puck. Davis goes right back to Fritchie. Pens have a couple tired bodies. Mason Fritchie's going to stay on the ice. Borman drives the net. unable to float that through. It's in the equipment of number 16. 2-0 the score. Thanks for tuning in on Penn's Elite TV. Easton Borman controls as he's angled to the wall in front of the Penguin bench. Some inconsistencies here. As Borman digs for this along with Davis. Davis gets it out of the fray, but it's controlled now by MidFairfield. Ferguson on the back check. Gets to that. Good body position from 93. Played out to Ferguson now. He walks the line to stay on side. Ferguson, he walks in, snaps it into the glove of 31. As the Pens will have an offensive zone face-off. The Energizer Bunny. I know many Pittsburgh Penguin fans are watching the game right now. Number 93, Riker Ferguson. He's got the non-stop engine, reminiscent of a Blake Lizotte for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's just everywhere. Doesn't stop. And it'll be Ferguson that wins this draw back right now to Nico Stark. Stark down to Bingham Green. Green loses the handle. Takes it high in the zone right now. As it's pushed forward to Nico Stark. Stark snaps in a shot to the stick blade of Ferguson. Tried to get another shot through. But that's shut down by MidFairfield. As they come out with some speed. Trying to work around Loya, his 43. Put into the slot. Now Jennings comes over to get to this puck. 20 has it. Goes through everybody. Grant Loya hustles. He tries to float it up ahead. Ferguson takes a slash, keeps on moving. Comes in 1-on-3 right now. Riker Ferguson on his backhand. Riker Ferguson! And I'll see you in the parking lot. Number 93, Riker Ferguson, was everywhere. He didn't stop. It was like a Duracell commercial. He kept going and going and going. And it's a 3-0 game with 6:30 to play in the second period. Riker Ferguson gets the goal. Still a long time to play here as we're at the midpoint of the second period. A little bit beyond that, but it's 6:30 to go in the second. Connor Wilson, he's on with Gaworski and Paris. As Welch has to get to this puck. Delayed penalty call coming up. As body contact call will be assessed to number 9, Brady Fritchie, as he pinched down the wall. 6:14 to play in the second period. Thanks for joining us on Penn's Elite TV. No matter if you're watching, maybe if you're watching in Pittsburgh or you're a coach watching in Detroit right now or beyond. But 6:14, the Pens go up 3-0. They open the door a little bit here as MidFairfield goes on the power play. It's a lot of talent here on the PP unit. Number 43 takes the draw. He draws in against Wilson. Wilson wins that draw back to Welch. Welch puts it high off the glass, but it's gloved down beyond the reach of Wilson. Snaps into the net. As it was gloved down to himself by 16. And just like that, MidFairfield gets some momentum. Just 9 seconds tick off their power play. As 16 gets the goal to make it a 3-1 game. Now it's in the equipment of Mason Fritchie. Moves it to Brooksy Gaworski. Got a man going to the net. It is Mason Fritchie. Just rolls off of his stick blade as he finds himself in the net. As he works to get out of there. As the official blows time. As 4 and 31 were tangled up. Fritchie gets things set up on the offensive zone faceoff. 5:51 to play in the second period. Gaworski takes it around the world, tries a wrap move. Mason Fritchie looks to stab this in. where it's behind. Should be an icing call, as they're going to rule that it was tipped. But Stark plays it up to Paris, loses the handle. Mason Fritchie follows along to battle this back to neutral. 75 works it off of him, and Welch comes over as he swings and misses. Recovering that puck, though, was Nico Stark. Staying on side is Gaworski. Mason Fritchie brings it in. As at one. As Gaworski was pushed into the defensive zone. Yikes. MidFairfield wins this draw back. They go D to D. As it's played all the way down the ice. Should be an icing call. But they're going to be waving that one off. As it's behind, tied up by Riker Ferguson. He comes out of there with this puck. Should be a hook. Keeps going. Riker Ferguson continuing. He's got the battery charged up right now. Does Ferguson put off of a stick. Now in the back of the cage. 27 runs interference on Davis to allow this to be played up to 26. Headman pass to 57. Grant Loya winds it back to 77. CJ Nenavisa has got some time. Puts it up to Borman. Goes beyond his reach. And this is an icing call. As there's 4:21 to go. Defensive zone face-off. 4:21 to go in the period. Connor Wilson draws in right now. Poked ahead by Brady Fritchie up to number 19, Bingham Green. Green moves it to Jennings. Pens have a 4-on-2 right now. Jennings. He's got a man driving the net. It's Wilson. Tries to hit. Wilson comes all the way through. Goes over the stick play to Brady Fritchie. Now it's a breakout the other way. MidFairfield moves up to 43. He's got some speed. Tries to work around Welch. Sticked off of him. Offsides is the call. .401 to play in the second period. Wilson. It's on for the draw, puts it forward to Bingham Green. Should be a hook. And it is a hook. He got it up under the armpit of number 19, Bingham Green, and he's going to go to the box, number 6, with a reach. 3:56 to go in the second period. Fritchie, Wilson, Green, Fritchie, and Welch. That's 43. They both get waved out. 21 comes on for the draw. He'll draw in against Wilson. Wilson wins this back to Welch. Welch is going to peel off the wall. He goes wide to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie settles it down. Deflected just wide of the cage. Wilson back to Welch now. Top of the zone. This allows a shorthanded breakaway. And that's shut down by Dragosic. Welch now had Fritchie going. Wilson got to that pass. A couple of guys fall down. 20 comes over. Welch is back. 20 drives the net up over the cage. As that'll be it for the Penguins power play, and Dragosic is down in the net. as Wilson will go to the box for a trip. Stark takes it behind the cage, plays it up to Blake Paris. 4-on-4 action for the next 40 seconds. Loya up to Ferguson. Ferguson downshifts. He shoots it wide of the net. Grant Loya wins this puck battle. Should be an interference call as 9 bumps into Paris. Loya. It's in his skates. Ferguson has it behind the net. He tries to take it out. Power move comes all the way through to Blake Paris. That's another breakaway. 9 walks in. Shut down by 2-9. Max Dragicic. Played up ahead, but it's in the skates. Should be a too many men call. MidFairfield had 7 guys on the ice as Dragicic. And one of those guys gets to his feet after the icing call. As the Pens shorthanded for the next 23 seconds. 2:07 to go. Walks in, snaps it, sticked away behind the cage. Brady Fritchie ties up 21 on the wall. Has his pocket pick with 7 to go on the Wilson minor. Comes all the way up high to 20. 20 walks in, shot. But comes out into that sweet spot here. Dragicic says no once again. 21 throws a couple jabs after the fact. And that'll be it for the power play. As it looks like the extra shots after the whistle, that he took an extra 2 punches into the chops of Brady Fritchie. Undisciplined penalty off of number 10 coming in, 3rd man in. I think this is going to be a double minor. But I only see 130. It looked like I heard a rough and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. As we get things set up here, 3 minutes up on. As the Pens' glorious opportunity to get that goal back. As it's one back to Brady Fritchie at the point. He controls. Down to Wilson. Wilson to Borman. Good puck movement. Back to Fritchie. He loses the handle. Trying to jump. This is 43. As that'll be it for the first power play. As 43 is going to wind things in here. As they're going to get Dragicic for an unsportsmanlike conduct too, as he put the stick that was in the crease. Kerry Frazier calling the game today. As I think they're going to get both. I think the initial call will be against Brady Fritchie and then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Dragicic. as the officials here gets things sorted out. Maybe the Penguins will be on time for the 4 o'clock game. So if Little Caesars is tuning into this broadcast, which I have a suspicion that they might be, as the Pens will play 4-on-4. Correction. There are 2 guys in the box. So let's see how things get sorted out. As it'll be a 4-on-3 for the next minute 30. Penn shorthanded now late in period number 2. 1:14 on the clock. 16 controls. Now goes wide through the box to 21. Under 1 to play, the second period action. Shot. Misses everybody. 43. Sees Wilson in the shooting lane. Put up over. Off of the stick of Wilson. 46 now to play. 21 walks in. Staying to the perimeter right now. Number 20. Plays it to the dot. Shot. 3 feet over the net. 20. He's going to switch with 21. No, 20 maintains control. As a whistle blew, as in the Grilla Dragosic again is 43. And before that shot was taken, things were blown dead. Players stop. Neutral zone face-off. 25.2 to go on the clock. Pens the lead TV. 3-1 the score. Ferguson on for the face-off. 11 plays it back to 27. Now, Ferguson. The Energizer Bunny. He falls down, loses an edge. 9 to go in the period. Late chance here. 75. He's going to bring it on Nenevisa. Snapped in off the pants of Nenevisa. And after period number 2, Pens lead 3-1 over the Mid-Fairfield Rangers. CJ Nenevisa ate that shot right in the pants to keep this a 3-1 game. We'll be back with period number 3. Penn shorthanded for the next 14 seconds as Loya pinned to the wall by 75. Loya puts it right back, but it's in the wheelhouse of 43. Now it's on the back end of 75. Dives for that puck. but getting to it is number 45, Grant Loya. Skates it back. Penn's penalties expire. 5-on-4 situation right now for the next 56. Loya takes it behind the cage, goes off. The outside of the cage becomes a transition here for 43 as he's hangled. Gets around Wilson. Now he tries Mason Fritchie. As going down rather easily was 43. As 43 goes for a swim, maybe 13:23 to go. I don't know. We'll see. As that'll do it for the Penn's power play. We'll play 4-on-4 for the next 41. Before special teams galore here from the Dearborn Ice Skating Center. That's in the skates of Rager Ferguson. Tries to dig this out. 43 finds it. Man's behind. A couple guys crash into each other. Left pad save by Dragosic. Pokes right back to 75. He has it behind the cage now. 4-on-4 situation. Fritchie sees this go back to the point man. 16 is harassed by Loya now. Where Connor Wilson gets to this puck. He takes a slash by 75. He bumps it outside. Another slash. As Ferguson leaves it for Wilson. It pokes free. Power play situation right now for MidFairfield. Turned over to Connor Wilson. Tries a toe drag move. That's shut down by 27. It's in Wilson's equipment. He gets it deep. He's going to go for a change now. 30 to go on the PK. 27 harassed by Easton Borman. Swings it wide to 16 as it's put up to 57. He snaps it. It's on the right skate of Welch. Welch floats it to Gaworski. Get this deep, Brooksy. He does. He hits center red, dumps it in deep. 12 now to go. He goes in on the forecheck now. Does 45. Brooks Gaworski. 7 to go on the power play as it's put all the way up to Welch. Welch is going to snap it in deep. And that's it. As Fritchie exit the penalty box, back to 5-on-5 action. As it's thrown up to number 8, lumbering forward. He'll try to work around Stark. It's in the skates on the backhand pass, still sitting there, coming back from his forward position to get wood on that was Gaworski, but controlled once again by 8 as it's put in by Bingham Green. Intercepts that pass as the Pens come out 1-on-2 right now. Now it's 2-on-2. Borman joins with them. Borman downshifts, shot behind the cage. Green fans on that. And 20 will skate it right back where Loya puts it off his glove and back to neutral where 20 controls in front of the Penguins bench. Loya sees his pass picked off by 6. He's bumped into as they muscle into each other. Squirts out behind the cage where CJ Nenevise has to hustle to get to this puck. He curls back out the other side. Floats it over to Loya. Good pass off the end wall. 10:38 to play. Penn's playing a lot in their own zone right now, trying to reverse course after all of the special teams in the second period. And to start this third period, Blake Paris angles his man. Wilson keeps it in the offensive zone. And coming out the other side is MidFairfield. Wilson crashes into the half wall. MidFairfield comes out 3-on-2, going to be angled by Nick Jennings. 43 gets around him now. Played nicely by Brady Fritchie. Comes out the other side. Pens have a break here. 3-on-2 develops as Connor Wilson's got Jennings and Davis. Wilson downshifts. Goes to Fritchie. Fritchie over to Welch. Welch is going to snap this in back door to Connor Wilson. Glove down as Wilson is dumped behind the net. It's floated back to center. As there's under 10 to play, icing is the call. Offensive zone face-off. 9:39 to play in the third period. 3-1 the score. Ferguson on with Gaworski and Borman. It's one all the way back to the right-handed. Grant Lewis snaps it off the shin guard of 75. Comes through to Borman. Tries a toe drag move. Rolls off of his stick blade now behind the cage. Gets it back. Ferguson follows on. It's put behind everybody into space. 10. Shut down initially by Stark. Puts it through to 75. 75's walked in off the cage of Dragicic. Standing tall once again is number 29 now. It's thrown behind the net where Loya gets to this puck. Loya up off the wall to Brooksy Gaworski. Loya ties his man up as Gaworski pickle stabs for it. Gaworski wins that. As 75 and 10. And Brooks Gaworski gets the call there as he was angled to the wall. Back to the power play, 8:56 to play. What started off as a great back and forth game has turned into special teams galore. And Mason Fritchie's on for the offensive zone faceoff. He gets waved out. Again, thanks for tuning in to Pens Elite TV, where Riker Ferguson goes behind the net. Swings it up to Brady Fritchie. Controls top of the zone. Top of the circle, now it's Ferguson. Ferguson snaps it in off the left skate of 20. Ferguson fights through that. Plays it down to Connor Wilson. Wilson. Ferguson calling for that puck. Gets it back. Off the pants of 16. Loya tries to get that shot through. It's in the skates of Fritchie. Now comes all the way through to Connor Wilson. He gets a stab on it. Second shot. And that's shut down by the netminder 31. Pens on the power play for the next 56. On the backhand, it's Fritchie. Misplays that as 75 falls down, and Pens have numbers right now as Connor Wilson enters the offensive zone. He downshifts. 9 put the stick into his skates, and he gets his stick slapped away, but we'll see if that's an unsportsmanlike conduct. But the Pens will go take that as 9 goes to the box to join number 10. Pens 5-on-3 situation. As the Pens for the next 32 on a 5-on-3. Mason Fritchie plays it down to Borman. Borman, see this goes off a stick to Fritchie. Now to Nico Stark, he walks in. Stark snaps it in. Rebound sitting there. Second shot. Wilson knocked off of his skates as Mason Fritchie gets to this. 16 to go on the 5-on-3. Comes all the way through to Borman. Borman shoots it, misses the net. Comes out the other side. Stark hustles down to get to this puck. Leaves it for Borman, handcuffed him a little bit. Borman plays it through to Nico Stark. Stark walks in, backdoor, as Wilson gets pushed into the cage. Net goes off the moorings. 45 to go on a 5-on-4 penalty. That's Ferguson. Sees Bingham Green collapse here as it was loose. And the Pens coaching staff letting the boys know to ease up here, as we don't want to cancel out the power play with 7:10 to go, 33 to go on the PP. as this is dug out by 57. He goes forward. He's 1-on-4 right now. And it's left for Nico Stark. Stark plays it over to number 43, Grant Loya. Loya off the stick play to Ferguson to 26. Off the glove of Grant Loya. Moves it to Nico Stark with 9 to go in the power play. Stepping to this is 23. Ferguson right in front of the bench. He's got Bingham Green going with him. Tries a drag move, and that's knocked off of his stick blade. And we're back to 5-on-5 action, taking it behind the MidFairfield net. Where at center red, Brady Fritchie gets to this puck. He's put into the wall by 6 as they tie things up. Following on is Ferguson. Near wall right now, Borman moves it to Grant Loya. Loya delays. Loya up to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie. Cole is the other side of the pillow. Now he's taken down. High-low move. Borman tries to come out. He's planted to the back of the cage. And 6 is going to go back to the box. As Borman trying to be goaded into a even up penalty. And the special teams play continues. As we have a special co-broadcaster right now. Peanut, do you think the Pens are going to win?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first from Peanut. Connor Wilson's on for the face-off. As the Pens are on the power play for the next minute 30. .21 delays behind the cage. Where it's floated up ahead beyond the reach of Fritchie. Connor Wilson gets to this. He's behind the fence. Connor Wilson makes a little move. He shoots and scores. Connor Wilson turned on the Jets behind the MidFairfield defenders. And goes upstairs over the pillows of 31. Connor Wilson with his second of the game. The PPG for PPE with 5:29 to play. As Welch plays it up to Colt Davis. Davis into space for Mason Fritchie. Back to Ferguson. As the Pens look to just get pucks deep, but it's high in the zone right now. Welch keeps us in the offensive zone to Davis. Davis has it on the half wall. How the Pens played against the Florida Surf at this point was getting pucks deep, but MidFairfield looking to open that door once again. They come in right now as it's tucked around. Shot off the right pad of Dragasic. As the Pens skate away, it's covered. And things are shut down right now once again by the pads and gloves and blocker of Max Dragasic. Defensive zone faceoff to his left side now. Will be taken by Mason Fritchie, number 4. He's up front with Davis and Ferguson. Backside Stark and Welch. Stark. He retreats, bumps it behind the wall to Welch. Welch takes this now. Man falls down, puts it off of his skate to Davis. We're 8. See this go back to the point man, 27. 27 walks in off of his skate play, comes all the way through. It's in a loose spot. It's underneath Dragasic right now. And they get a whistle. And another D-zone faceoff with 4:10 to play. Connor Wilson sees MidFairfield wins this back to the point. That's Nenevisa. Puts this up into space to Gaworski. .57. Now pokes this forward to Connor Wilson. It's Gaworski. Put behind him. As Nenevisa goes back for this. Loya muscled into by 8. 3:32 now to play in the third period from the Dearborn Ice Skating Center, where the Pens have a 4-1 lead. Now it's a battle on the half wall between Gaworski and number 8. 8 wins that battle. Snaps in off the left pad. It's still loose. It's still loose underneath Dragicic. And cooler heads prevail there as everybody skates to their respective benches with 3:15 to go. Now play to the point, number 23. Gets around Bingham Green. 23 walks in. Shot blocked by Borman. Borman tries to put that into space. Held into the zone. We're going back behind the cages, 43. Stark stays with him. Tries to work around Nico Stark. Now it's below the goal line. Borman collapses on it. He wins that puck battle. Borman into space for Green. Green chips around him. 2-on-1 develops. As Paris gets to that puck first. He's got a trailing Green and Borman feathers it through to Bingham Green. Off the backhand, sticked away off the side of the cage. Where Borman tries to coalesce with Paris. Outletting this now is 43. Skates it. He'll try Nenevisa. Nenevisa stays even with him. Left pad save. Ferguson cleans up the rebound. Puts it back into the neutral zone. 2:12 to play in the third period. 16 had to wait for 43 to get back on side. And he's held up by Bingham Green. Good play by Bingham. Off the right pad, the right shin guard of Easton Borman now. High in the slot, 16. Into the skates of Borman. Snapped off the left arm of Easton Borman. Left pad save. And it's put in on the rebound. Dragicic made the initial save. The rebound's put in with 1:46 to go to make this a tight close to this game. As I'd imagine, MidFairfield may be pulling 31 momentarily. It's the Pens clinging to a 4-2 advantage right now. Wilson on for the draw. At center red, one back by MidFairfield. I assume they're going to try and get this deep and get the netminder out. 75, I'm sorry. He peels middle. Should be an offsides call. And it is. The whistles continue here. And this one will be right in front of the Penguin bench. 1:34 to play. Wilson, Gaworski, Fritchie, Stark, and Loya round out the 5. As it's put off the stick of Stark to 75. Tries a toe drag move, decides to shoot it. Goes beyond the cage, covered by Max Dragicic to settle things down. 1:20 to play. Wilson takes his draw against 43. 1 by 43. Back to the point man, but it comes out of the zone. 16 has to retreat back. Yawning cage, 6-on-5 situation. Empty net. Nico Stark goes back for this. Stark bumps it along the Loya. Loya hard off the wall, but that's read and kept in by MidFairfield. Comes out the other side to Nico Stark. Yawning cage the other way. Stark tries to put this into space. It's back to neutral. Under 1 to play here from the Dearborn Ice Skating Center. Number 43, Grant Loya, tries to cancel out MidFairfield's 43. MidFairfield controls this puck. They go high now. Back to their D-man. Connor Wilson shuts that down, goes off to his right arm. He's going to go to the bench. He felt that. Loya collapses on his man. Stark spins off of a couple of guys. Stark still sticks with that puck. Comes to the point man number 16. 30 to play in the third period. Top of the circle, 43 snapped in. Nico Stark shuts this down. East Borman, yawning cage in front of him. Tries to hit center red. Following on is Mason Fritchie. He goes for that cage, misses it. Following on, though, 17 down to play. He's put to the wall. Easton Borman controls behind the cage. Puts it out to Mason Fritchie. He's hauled down, hooked up, nothing called. 6 seconds to go as it's kept in by Welch. Welch is going to snap that in. And that's sticked away. And the Pittsburgh Penguins elite walk away with the victory. After 16 takes a couple slashes after the final horn. And the chirping continues, but the final score. Your Pittsburgh Penguins elite 4 in the MidFairfield squad 2. Not sure if the next game time is going to start on time. But cooler heads prevail as the handshake is coming up. We are slated to play Little Caesars at 4 o'clock at a different rink as we're communicating with the Caesars coaching staff right now that the 4 o'clock start's probably not going to happen. But thanks for joining us. Game number 1 ends in a 4-2 final. Your Pittsburgh Penguins elite take down the MidFairfield Rangers by a final score of 4-2.